Hello! You're
Hello!
here in the comments. We are live on my channel. And Alice is thinking we did not swear, but we will swear.
Yeah.
Because we are so happy. How are you guys feeling?
So happy.
The future people watching, if you're living in a different land, the winner of the winner's prize has not long been announced, not even an hour ago, not even about half an hour, 40 minutes ago. And the winner was, Alice, grab your book. It was Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. And this is the book collectively that the three of us loved the most. Obviously, like, this was our collective favourite out of all of them. And how are you guys feeling? Speak. Jem, do you want to go first?
I am so chuffed. I think for the first woman to win it twice, I think Barbara Kingsolver is so worthy of that. She's written 17 books, and I just think she is an incredible, incredible woman. And I'm so, so delighted for her and for us and for Demon.
Yeah.
I literally screamed. Tell us in the comments how you guys are. I will click on you guys, but I want to focus on, like, because Gemma's only here for a little bit of us. I want to just like natter as well. But yeah, Alice, say what your initial thoughts are. Like,
I'm just so happy. I had a tear at Barbara's speech because it was just lovely, and she was just lovely. I don't know if we've actually said to anybody, but me and Jem went to the Women's Prize live yesterday. We weren't invited. We paid for tickets. And like all of the authors were just absolutely wonderful. But obviously still had a massive desire for Demon to win, but they were all lovely, absolutely presented their books so beautifully and read parts of their books so beautifully. It was like really, really moving, wasn't it?
It really was. It really was. It was an amazing event. Amazing authors. So yeah,
it just sort of made you think.
Yeah. I feel like we need to do something for the fun now. We're like, I know. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. I can't believe we're at the end of the plot along, people. We're actually at the end. This is it. There's no more after this. So I'll quickly scroll through some comments because obviously you guys are brilliant and you've just supported us. We're so, honestly, thank you guys. The three of us cannot thank you enough for joining us on this plod along in this journey with us, like from the beginning. We never, at the beginning, I think none of us knew what we were taking on quite, did we?
No.
But yeah, it's been the most fun.
We never expected the support that we've had, and we really, really appreciate it.
I'll click on Brian first because he might be listening, and we want to say hi, Brian. Hi, Brian, if you can hear us. So Brian says that he'll be driving whilst this is happening, but he'll try to listen. Don't want to miss the final plot. Brian, your support has been so, like, we're so grateful for it. So thank you, Brian, if you can hear us. Hey, Charlie as well, my lovely Charlie. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer, that was a way for Jennifer. Sorry. Hi, Charlie. It's been a fantastic result. Yes, Laurie. Yes, happy news. We're so happy. We're literally we are bursting with joy. Yay!
Sorry, Charlie. I'm gonna have to go.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. You go. That's right. Everyone, say goodbye to Jen.
I'm really sorry. I'm away for a work due, so I just wanted to come on and say hello to everyone. If I can bob back on, Charlie, then I will, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. So I love you all. I love Barbara, and I'm so happy. And I will speak to you girls soon.
Love you. Bye, Jem. Thanks for being part of this with us. We've had the best time.
You. Have a good dinner.
Yeah, enjoy your food. I'll continue with the comments quickly, and then we'll have a little bit more of a natter and stuff as well about the whole experience. And you guys can tell us what your favorite memories from the plod along have been over the last few weeks. Me and Alice will go through some of our favorite highlights of the whole thing as well. So yeah, you just natter in the comments below, and we'll have a good old talk about the whole entire thing, whatever you guys want to talk about. So yeah, we've got Jennifer says, shame that their YouTube stream didn't work. That annoyed me. Yes. So I clicked on at 7:10, probably we all did, and I don't think they just didn't I don't think there was an issue with the actual connection. I just don't think they started. Obviously, they didn't start streaming until Louise Minchin started talking and doing her speech.
I think it was similar last year, though, wasn't it? It seemed like we came in at the same sort of point this year as we did last year.
But they shouldn't tell us 7:10, should they, on the
No.
streaming thing, if it's going to be nearly past or whatever it was. I think it was 20 past, actually. I think it finally did come on, or 22 minutes past. Whatever.
Anne was crying. I had tears, Anne. I had tears too.
I screamed. I just screamed so loudly.
I cheered like I was at a football match, even though it's for a book prize.
Yes.
Nearly threw my phone in the air, but then I was like moved to tears by Barbara's speech.
Yeah, and speaking of her speech, Sarah was saying about her speech. What do you remember about it? Because you were quite good at like remembering.
And I can't remember her lovely quote she said at the end. So if anybody can remember it or see it on some news and type it in, great. But the thing that I really loved was how she talked about her fellow. She talked about like her fellow peers, those who were in the prize with her, and like you could really see yesterday that they were bonding and like just really, really supportive of each other, which was just so lovely. And then she went on to say that she didn't really believe that there was like a such thing as a best novel, only the best novel for each person. And I think that's just so how I feel about reading. Like we all, and I think it was nice that during this we all had our different opinions, but
we did,
like in a constructive and nice way. Like it's been lovely to share everybody's points of view and speak to the people who loved Pod, hated Pod, loved Trespasses. It was nice we didn't agree on everything, because it was there were 6 brilliant books and there was definitely a book for everybody.
Totally. Oh, totally. I couldn't have. That's honestly, you said couldn't have said it better myself, Alice.
Oh, and I liked how she started with lightning has struck twice, because she's an absolute legend to win this prize.
I know she's broken history. So, like you guys in the comments, like, what do you think? She's the first women's prize winner to ever win twice. Like, and she, obviously with the Pulitzer as well on top of that. I mean, she's got to be feeling like I can't imagine. Like,
I think she needs to do the treble and win the Booker.
Yeah, I literally said that to Charlie. I was like, she could win the Booker as well. Like she could actually win. So yeah, Kelly, and it for the win for both of this and the yes, exactly.
Yeah. I'm just so glad that didn't stand in the way of her winning this, because I think that would have been unfair. If they believed that this was the best winner, then I think they should give it to that, no matter what other prizes it may have been given.
Yeah, if you've entered it into if you've listed it, it has to stand, just because it wins another prize in the meantime. It has to stand equal chance. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I don't think it should be able to have an effect on your opinion of it, really.
I agree. But you guys tell us what your thoughts are. Like, we just want to know everything. Like, oh my God, like I can't believe this is like, oh, I'm so happy. Chris said it was a great speech, even though it was not my choice. Yeah. You wanted, is it Pod you loved, didn't you? Was it Pod and Trespass? I think you loved Pod and Trespasses. I can't remember quite. Chris, let me know again which one was your favourite. Which one did you want to win? And we've got the lovely Shelley here with us. So exciting. Yes, Shelley, I know Shelley will be happy about this as well, because she's
very exciting.
Shelley adored it. We've got Demon. We've got Kate. Hi, Kate. Demon. Yes. And Charlie said, I don't know how to express how pleased I am with this winner. The Lacuna is a great book. I'm going to get to that now. I'm like, this is the really good thing about specifically with her as a winner. She's got a whole back catalogue for us all to get to.
So much, yeah. And some non-fiction and some poetry as well, not just novels.
I didn't know about the non-fiction.
Yeah, there's a non-fiction. My mum's actually been reading it, but I now can't remember the title of it.
Oh yeah, because your mum had said to me about the back, like she's read, obviously, because she read quite a few of her back catalogue.
She's working her way through the back catalogue. She's sort of been reading Barbara Kingsolver since like late last year, I think. I think she has gone through most of the novels quite quickly.
Maybe she's going to be so
3 or 4 left.
She's going to be so happy, isn't she?
She's really, really pleased.
Oh,
so really pleased.
And I'm hoping it was a book. Yes, and we're hoping it. We're manifesting it. Like manifest the demon love. The plod has been amazing, lady. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. You, lovely Sarah was our first ever guest.
And we tortured you, Sarah. We tortured you by making you the guinea pig for our questions. So thank you so much for putting up with us.
It's just been so much fun. Honestly, you guys have just been the best. Like, we've had so much fun. Like, honestly, every single week we've had, like, you never knew what was going to happen, what we were going to end up talking about, did we?
It's been like unpredictable in the absolute best way.
Yeah. What has been some of your favourite memories?
When I sat down to like type the little thing to like put the thing on my channel this morning, I was quite emotional because I was like, it's the last one and we've had such a good time, and we had no expectation for this, did we?
Not
we
at all.
We chatted about this as early as like when we first met last year, like
August. Yeah, last August.
And we were like, what if we did that, because there isn't really anybody talking. Well, there's loads of people talking about the Women's Prize, but there's nobody really like inviting people to read along with them. Could we do that sort of thing, the three of us? And I think when we then came to it this year, we were just like so low expectations, weren't we? And I think we would have been really happy, even if it was just the three of us nattering away every week. We would have been chuffed with it. But as it was, people actually turned up, and the people who we asked to come on as our guests actually wanted to come on as our guests.
Every single person said yes. That's the thing that you were like, not every single person managed to make it, but every single person said yes.
Yeah.
So it was like,
we were absolutely stunned by that. We just didn't think that it was something that people were necessarily interested in doing. And
that's crazy.
As we said, we would have enjoyed it, just the three of us anyway, but it was such a massive bonus every week when somebody else would join us and
just nattering about things with every single different person.
Like everybody brought something different to the table, and I feel like
I agree,
in everybody's different plod along, something different came up in topics, and that was largely thanks not to the actual person who was with us.
Yeah, the audience,
the people in the comments.
You guys watching, you guys literally, I think you guys would like make it like Alice said, you would make a comment and it would just spark off at my days.
What was so interesting, I think, was that as we all read different books at different times, and all of you as well, everybody in the comments, you were all reading things. And we were all reading them at different paces, different times, which is exactly what we wanted from this. We wanted it to be so casual. Like if you turned up and you read one book, or you DNF'd the book, or you didn't read any of the books, we really didn't mind. We just wanted people to chat with us about the Women's Prize, really.
Everyone had an opinion. Like even if you've only read one book, I'm like, you can still have an opinion on that. Like. It was honestly like, it's just
everything was really driven by like who turned up in the comments that week and what they'd read that week, and just led us off in so many different tangents. I'm so grateful for that.
Like honestly, Alice, it's been so much fun. I'm gonna go to the comments again now. Hi Anne, hey, we love our Ange.
Hi Ange.
Hey. Imogen, hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi Imogen. We go. Amelia. Hi, Amelia. And the plods have been the best thing about this. So, yeah, like I was very bless you.
Jennifer.
Yeah. Oh, you're so sweet. Like, yeah, it's definitely the community. I feel like the community has just been like so great. Like it was so unexpected, like you said, because we didn't even know that anyone would turn up to watch with us. And like you said, to natter with every single person, like you guys are honestly, we cannot tell you how much we appreciate you. I genuinely 100% mean this. Like it's just been so like, yeah.
And whatever the books were, I think we would have got on here and everybody would have got behind something, no matter what it was. Like if we'd have had a short list of like 16 books that nobody liked or 16 books that everybody loved, it wouldn't have mattered. Like we always had something to talk about. And I was saying to Jem yesterday, like, I don't actually know where we would have been without Pod. I'm so ridiculously thankful for Pod because I didn't like it personally, but some of you in the comments really loved it and some of you didn't love it, and it's just sparked so much talk. I mean, we've talked about that book more than all the other books combined, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think we have. And yeah, and it's like you said, it's led us down so many it's like, and like obviously it has its own merit. The fact that it got shortlisted, it could have easily won as well. And yeah, it has a strong environmental message. I'm sure, like you were saying yesterday that about Layleen Paul, weren't you? And you were saying about
the way she spoke about the book, you honestly could absolutely get behind it and get why she'd written it. And I think it actually reminded me a lot of when we had Heather on. Heather sort of was behind Pod, wasn't she? She loved Pod. Yeah. And I think Heather was our first guest to come on and actually tell us why she loved Pod so much. And I think the way Heather put it quite eloquently, we all understood why she liked Pod and like what the good things about Pod were. Which was especially nice for our audience who also love Pod, who had no representation of that. But I mean, like, she was just really interesting, and it was about the environmental message. And you know, she kind of said she actually didn't want to write the book because it was so stressful and traumatic, and she was crying all the time while she was writing it. The stuff she was finding out was just horrible. And the passage she read was a passage about Google, so I was like, yes, I love Google.
I feel like you need to like message her to ask if she can write a book dedicated or else you're gonna, or else that someone needs to write a fan fiction about
I
Google.
don't think I can put her through it because it obviously traumatized her quite a lot.
Clearly. She seems like a lovely woman, but I can't help thinking this prize would have meant more to the other women. I mean, yeah,
I think it would have meant loads to any of them, but honestly, the way they were yesterday and the way I'm sure they've been today, bonding with each other, like they were all treated like winners. They must have all felt like winners.
Yeah. Yeah. I had so much fun with the flooding. So, thank you, Amelia. I expected Demon to win. I love how Barbara was and how genuinely surprised she was. She definitely looked really surprised. Yeah.
Lovely.
Imogen, going to absolutely miss the pod along. You guys have been a great. Thank you so much for taking part and like coming and chatting with us every single week. Honestly, it's Ben's here as well. Hi Ben.
Hi, Ben.
It's finally over. I know we're gonna. I've got like 2 months of free reading before that. I know Alice isn't. You're not trying to commit to the book, but yeah, and the rest of us have got like, was it like a month and a half of free reading till the book gets announced? So, but yeah, this is I can't believe this. When did we do our first live show, Alice? Do you even remember?
Ooh,
shortlist announced, because it was the shortlist announcement.
We did it the day the long list was announced, didn't we?
I mean, the long list. Sorry, yeah.
Over on my channel, I cannot remember. Let me look at the spreadsheet.
Once you do that, I will look on the
spreadsheet. Will tell me.
I think
that was the 7th of March.
It was the 7th of March, was it?
That seems like such a long time ago.
Now we're in like June. Where are we in June? Like halfway through June.
Halfway through June now.
That's ages ago. I think it's 3 months we've been doing
3 months later.
Yeah, 3 months. That's mad. Yeah. I think with the live stream, they all want to get all the housekeeping out of the way before the announcement. But you're right, they should. Yeah, I agree. It was an annoying thing, obviously, and we were allowed to say that, like, as you were all allowed to say whatever you want to say as well. I'm most sad
if they said like people sometimes say to you, like, turn up for this time but we'll eat at this time, sort of thing. If you said like 7:10, but we probably will actually announce it at 7:30, people would still turn up at 7:10 to talk in the comments, wouldn't they?
I mean, that's true. That is true. That is true. Most sad to lose the pod along. Thank you. So, I expected Demon, but I was hoping for Trespassers. It's the kind of book that is often overlooked. Yeah, do you know? Yeah. But so I am sad that Trespassers didn't win, but then I'm so happy for Demon, and I like, yeah. It is. It's sad when your favourite doesn't win. But,
I'm really happy that those 3 debuts have been championed this year, because like they're definitely 3 books I would absolutely not have read unless they were on this list. Like, I hadn't actually heard of Black Butterflies or Fire Rush,
Yeah.
I possibly would have read Trespassers because my mum had read it and I'd heard of that one.
Had you? Yeah.
But like, I think regardless of who wins, these books get a lot of attention over this 3-month period,
Especially the shortlist.
And they get like the added attention afterwards. They're still like a shortlisted book, aren't they? And more people will seek it out because it's had that like prestige.
Yeah, the whole long list. It's been so much fun reading the whole long list, and the whole thing that I loved the most. I kind of feel like when you get to the end, whoever wins, like you said, it's kind of a bonus for that author. But the whole journey and like being shortlisted, like, is just amazing, and it's the whole experience of finding and discovering new books. That was the point I was going to get to. Of finding and discovering new authors. Like, there's so many books that you said that we wouldn't have known about.
Yeah, like 2 of the debut authors yesterday. I think Jacqueline Crooks said it took her 17 years to write Fire Rush in total. And I think Priscilla Morris said like 13 years for her with Black Butterflies. So it just shows, with being a debut author, like both of those are obviously not older ladies, but they are not like really young authors coming through with their debuts. So it's nice that there was like a mixed age range, but Louise Minchin was saying yesterday, was it Louise Minchin or Kate Moss? One of those two was saying that it was nice to have representation in the characters as well, of like 40 plus
I agree with that.
women and like 50-year-old women as main characters.
I agree with that. That's been really nice and very refreshing, because normally, like you said, there's just all these I'm going to click on Kieran's comment and said, wait, who won? Alice, show your back. Demon
Ahead by Barbara Kingsolver.
And we are so happy, and Gem's really happy as well. Even though Gem is obviously has had to leave us. Not that sounds like she's died.
Gem's just gone away with work. That's all.
Yeah, gone away with work. She does want to be here with us, but obviously, she's really happy as well. So Demon won, yay! And Kieran was one of our lovely guests. And in case you guys didn't see, Kieran actually threw a book live on our plot.
Threw a book out of the window. Poor old Robert Cormier.
We loved talking to Kieran. Kieran's like another one of my favorites. We had so many brilliant guests. Like, let us know in the comments, like, memories, if you've got any memories from the live shows of moments that you found were really funny. Obviously, we have to talk about Gem's pizza faces. I feel like that's something that needs to be.
The pizza faces will give me lots of good memories. They were classic. And I did really love, I don't know who it was in the comments, but somebody in the comments on one of the shows was like, I want to hear from the cat, when Harry was sitting here. And I was like,
Harry has been a part of your. Harry has joined our plod-alongs like weekly.
Sadly not today. He's sitting somewhere else.
Classic,
he's hot, but he has enjoyed joining in his way.
Yeah, he's definitely been a little star of our little show. We've been grateful to have him. I assumed it wasn't working. Yes. No, it was not pod. It was Demon. Please repackage the plod-alongs. They've been so much fun. I want them to continue. We might do the odd, like, we may announce, I think, that we might do the odd little video. Like, we're not saying that we're not going to do any more plod-alongs until next year's plod-along. But there may be a couple of live videos that may appear. I think that's what Jem kind of alluded to.
Yeah, it kind of depends what happens with the non-fiction prize as well, doesn't it? Like, if that is announced later this year and they're going to be actually starting off announcing like a long list or something, then potentially.
I don't think anything will be announced till March. I'm guessing it'll be the same as if they are holding it at the same time.
They did say later this year that they would be saying something, so I'm still hopeful.
We may well do like something in November. I think this is like, I'm sure he's like, and Jem said she wants to maybe do a reaction video, like some sort of chat with you guys about we are not doing a book of plod-along. I will reiterate, we are not doing a book of plod-along. If you want to seek out any kind of book of plod-along, go head over to Kieran's Plek. But we may do a video and chatter with you guys at some point about what has been longlisted. If we're not too like scarred by it.
Yeah.
So yeah. But thank you so much, Laurie. Thank you so much for joining in and commenting every week with us. Like, honestly, we appreciate you so much. Like, you honestly, so much. Oh yes, I love the best novel. Sorry, I should not read it so fast. Slow down, Charlie. Oh yes, I loved the best novel for each person comment. Loved how she said about taking literature into your hearts and how that changes.
Was the one.
That
was the closing comment. Taking literature into our hearts and it changes the world.
Price, my favourite, has won. Yay! Okay. We're so happy. Like, I feel like this is a lot of book hugging. Like, this is out of the long list. Like, this is the only book I actually bought. Like, so, you know, I'm so happy. Like, I love this book.
I owned the Maggie O'Farrell before we started, but this is the only one I've bought since reading it. I had everything out of the library. My library, shout out to my library, because they got in every single one of the, pretty much every single one. I actually listened to Fire Rush, so they didn't get that. But all of the other books, except for The Marriage Portrait, they got into the library in good time, in enough time for me to read the long list.
Because my library did get them, but they were a little bit later than I would have personally wanted. Because I'm like, to be fair, as soon as I see anything listed, I'm like, yeah, I want it all now.
Yeah. I mean, Black Butterflies came last, because I think that's been the most difficult one to get hold of throughout.
Yeah.
But I did have that, like, by the end of May, I think. So with still time to read it.
I still hope there's a chance for a book applause. Oh, bless you, Shannon. You're so lovely. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you wanting the book applause alongs. But it definitely is a no.
Much happier to see us for the Women's Prize next year if we've had a nice long break.
If you see us all year, you'll get sick of us. Like, you'll be like, yeah, that's it. Like, everybody, honestly, the Plek community, Kieran's community is so good, isn't it, Alice? And we've got other fellow Pleckers in the comments. So honestly, go and join Kieran will be doing all of that stuff. He's got that covered. So yeah, this community is a lovely, friendly Plek community. So go and join Plek. Not that we don't appreciate you wanting us to do a book of one, because we do. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, Sarah, maybe you helped out Demon then. If every year one you haven't read with.
It's just a psychic thing, Sarah.
This is only my second year of actually like trying to read the shortlist. Last year I didn't read the long list. I did read the whole shortlist except for DNF one.
Yeah, Alice read the entire long list.
I didn't DNF anything. Amazing. But I did think that there was no books that I really like actively hated. Like, every book had something that I liked about it, except maybe Glory. But like, I mean, even Glory had like some little glimmers. Would you have
DNF Glory if it wasn't on your
Yes, because I DNF'd it last year for the Booker, and then I really, really struggled with not DNFing it again when I had to read it for the BookTube Prize. But so I definitely wouldn't have read it if it wasn't for the BookTube Prize. I wouldn't have gone back to it. But I mean, even with that, there was like a couple of chapters that I thought were absolutely stunningly written. But for me, that's not enough in a massive book like that.
With Glory, my favourite bit was when Destiny came. As soon as Destiny arrived, it did change into a better novel. But yeah,
a couple of the Destiny bits, I think, were the bits I'm talking about that I thought were really, really powerful.
Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah. Pretty sure they were both bits with her in. But no, I just couldn't get on with that. But everything else, pretty much, even Pod, there was something I liked about it. But a lot of the books, there was nothing. There was like, this was the only book that I absolutely fell in love with.
That's true, isn't it?
Like The Marriage Portrait, I love that as well, and I love Maggie O'Farrell, and I think that out of all the books, I think we've probably talked about The Marriage Portrait least, which I think is crazy because that's a really famous author, famous book.
It's a good book. I really think it's a good book.
And I get that she will get the attention without us talking about it anyway, but like, I thought it was a really interesting book, and if anyone hasn't picked it up and they like historical fiction, I think it will be a great book for you. I
honestly feel like out of all of the long list, that The Marriage Portrait is probably the most has got the most universal appeal out of all of the books, I would say. Would you say that?
Essentially, yeah, because I'm not even particularly a big historical fiction fan, and I thought I might struggle to get into this because, like with Hamnet, that's historical fiction about, or ostensibly about somebody who I know, Shakespeare, even though it's not particularly about him. But like, I have a frame of reference for that. I had no frame of reference for like Italian Renaissance, the Medici's, Lucrezia, all of that. But I just think the idea behind it of like reading, if anybody's not read Robert Browning's poem, The Last Duchess, read that and it will make you want to read The Marriage Portrait. This is like about a portrait of a mysterious duchess who's been basically murdered by her husband. And that was what inspired Maggie O'Farrell to write it.
Crazy. That's crazy.
So I think that was a really good one and definitely my second favourite.
Yeah.
Fire Rush was the first thing I read from the list, and I still think about Fire Rush. There were some really excellent elements to that. I think if a debut had won, I would have liked it to be that one.
Yeah, the first section was like a 5-star read for me. It just fell off after that. For me, it just fell off a little bit after that.
And I just loved what she did with language, and I think the thing that was special about that book was like the different language and the fact that it was really like Yamei for me had a really, really strong narrative voice.
Yeah, I remember you saying about that.
In the audiobook that is done really, really well as well with lots.
We highly recommend. So obviously all the shortlist. I mean, you guys have been watching every week, so if you haven't read the shortlist, I'm sure most of you would have done. But if you haven't, the audiobook for Fire Rush is amazing.
Yeah, lots of like sort of, because it's a book set in the world of like reggae dub music in the 70s and 80s, with again an author that was like really drawing on her heritage and experience of that scene. Like, I thought it was a great touch to have some of the music actually in the audiobook.
And it's Caribbean Heritage Month this month, so if you haven't read Fire Rush, I would highly recommend checking it out. I mean, obviously you can read Caribbean books all year round, but yeah, it is Caribbean Heritage Month. So yeah, it would be a great pick if you wanted to head to it. I'm going to head to the comments. So she's mentioned how fiction can change the world. A few weeks ago, she said how governments around the world should provide more to safeguard children and support families, which is so true. Yeah, that is so true. Thank you, Martha.
So I think one of the most powerful things about Demon, one of the things that really hit me about this and its relationship to David Copperfield is how can David Copperfield, which is written like well over 100 years ago, how can we still have those issues going on in our world? How are we still treating orphans this way? How is that still as bad as it was in Dickens' time?
The cycles.
How are we letting down these children in poverty? It's just like astonishingly sad when you get down to that point of it.
Let us know what you guys wanted to win. Are you guys happy with the winner? What's been your favourite from the long list again? Let us know if you haven't already told us before. You can tell us again. What are your plans? What are you going to do after now that the women's prize is done? What books are you guys heading to? Let us know all of that in the comments. I'm gonna head to the Trespassers. Seems to be doing all right for itself, to be honest. The Guardian did a piece on women's prize sale figures. Maggie was the biggest success. Oh, that's interesting. And Trespassers second. And so obviously Waterstones have been very supportive. I didn't know that. Thank you, Ben, for writing that. That's interesting.
Waterstones had Trespassers on their debut fiction list, didn't they? Did it win? I can't remember.
Did it? I feel like it might have done. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but if not, it's been like book of the month. It's had lots of praise.
It won a Nibby. It won debut fiction for the Nibbies. And I'm a fan. Won the Discover Award for the Nibbies, which was very interesting. Shelley said, "What a truly happy moment! Kingsolver was so poised up." Yeah, yes, she was. Shelley, you're so right. We've got Camilla here. Hi, Camilla. Camilla was another one of our wonderful guests. We loved chatting to Camilla. She was another brilliant participant to this whole thing as well, which we were so grateful for. So hi everyone. Not surprised by the winner, of course. Yeah, that's fair cop. But yeah, we're happy. Ben Rees goes, I'm glad to read that. I know that it's been months waiting. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure was it Brian? I'm sure Brian from Bookish. Again, Brian, if you're listening, I'm sure he said that it was like there was a big wait at his libraries, and it was one of the, again, in the US. I'm sure he said something about the sales in the US as well, and how long it takes to get hold of Trespassers specifically, if we're talking about Trespassers. So anyway, Edward said, I will try and read David Copperfield before Christmas, so I can read Demon and Copperhead before the New Year. Now, would you recommend doing it that way? I want to pick up those references. Sounds like it deserves to win if that's the one. Yeah.
I think if you are someone who really likes to feel that you're having the full experience and you do want to pick up the references, then maybe go to David Copperfield first. I wonder if reading them really, really close together might be tricky, but I don't know, each to their own.
If anyone can do it, Edward can do it. Yeah. Edward is the kind of person, 100%, I believe in you.
I don't think it would have bothered me if I'd read David Copperfield a shorter time ago, because I'd forgotten bits and I kept thinking, oh, like, who does that relate to in like David Copperfield? I've forgotten. And kept wanting to look stuff up. So I can see that as a strategy.
And guess who's the next commenter? The next commenter is your mum. Hi, Jane.
Mum.
I still have lots to read. Very happy for her. The book I'm reading is
off Barbara.
Animal, Vegetable, Miracles. This a Barbara Kingsolver book?
This is the non-fiction book. Yeah, Animal, Vegetable, Miracles, Year of Food Life.
Can we request having your mum, Jane, will you come on Alice's channel, and so we can try and get you like to give your hot takes on all of the Barbara Kingsolver books? This is exclusive right here now. We're asking.
If I start a reading Barbara Kingsolver project, I'll have to have my mum on to rate them for me, I guess.
What we want your mum on your channel. She's brilliant.
She's only appeared once, and that was to talk about Middlemarch in.
I haven't seen that. I need to go on your channel. And congrats. Oh, thank you, Edward. You're literally so sweet. Yeah, everyone that subscribed, I'm really grateful for all of you. But I kind of get scared everyone's going to vanish. So this is just who I am.
Harry has arrived. I don't know.
We got Harry. We love little Harry.
Are you there, Harry?
Everyone say hello to Harry.
He's sitting just far enough away that I can't get him in the picture. Maybe he'll come round later.
I can't believe it's over. I want to start over again with the new one because it's been so good reading and all the plots have been brilliant. Yeah, it's like this is the thing about one of my favorite things about reading prizes. Like I said, is you just find so many cool books. Yes, not every book is going to be to your taste, but it's
so much fun having 16 books suggested to you to read.
Yeah,
love a list.
You do. We both of us love a list. Yeah, 100%. What have been some of your other like memories from our plods? I'm trying to like have a little think back.
I think some of like the things that stand out in your mind are like things that guests showed to us. Like one of my highlights was Eric showing us his ladder with his bookshelves and telling us about how he had a terrible accident on his bookshelf ladder when we were all like, no. So that was cool. We saw Jen the Librarian's book trolley, didn't we?
Oh, we did. Jen's book trolley.
Guided tour. I love how like loads of our guests like came organised with their books to hold up and everything. It was just so professional.
And I remember the first time, because obviously before Kieran, I know we haven't got our little list, but Kieran did win. Kieran did win the.
No one could beat the 30 in 30 seconds. That was.
But before Kieran did that, I remember Jennifer Loves Books came along, and she got like 20 something, 22. And I remember like 22. When Jennifer did that, we were like, oh my god, like. That is crazy.
How did you do that?
Because she did brilliantly. If you haven't watched that, you need to go watch Jennifer doing that as well.
Yeah, Jennifer, that was a feat of memory. Very, very good.
And then, so we didn't think that was actually even possible. Well, actually, I loved chatting to Jennifer about, because Jennifer is the queen of DNF. So it was cool to hearing, like, that was one of my favourite, like.
And Jennifer actually DNF'd one of the books. I think Jennifer DNF'd Demon live on our show. You heard it here first.
Oh, that's right.
I'm pretty sure she DNF'd during the plot.
Then we had other guests. We had Charlie, my best friend, my lovely friend Charlie. You know, Charlie's always.
That seems like such a long time ago, doesn't it?
Charlie was one of the first guests.
And we had the cheese on toast controversy. And everybody had to go and make cheese on toast for the evening because Charlie got us in the mood for cheese on toast.
And we had spiders with Scott. Actually, with Scott, there was quite a lot of animals I think we all talked about.
There was a lot of like Australian animal talk that night, definitely.
And he scared us with the what was the name of the creature that's the koala, but it's not a koala, but it wasn't true. It wasn't true. We thought it was true for a second.
The urban legend, like
what
evil
was it?
koala. Can't remember its name.
Do you guys in the comments remember what the koala is? That's not really a like the scary koala that we thought was true for a second.
The evil koala thing.
So yeah, I'm a Jennifer loves, but Chris. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Oh no, I'm missing all the comments now. I'm so sorry. Thanks for doing the plot along. It was ace to follow along with you and hear about some of the old prize listed ones. Yeah, like the cheese. What was the cheese? Yeah, that was Kieran's one.
Yeah.
What was the name of that one?
I would like to know if Kieran is still in or if Kieran pops back in. Have you read the Mammoth Cheese yet?
We want to know. Yeah. And then Chris said it's wonderful that people have been able to discuss. Been able to just disagree without it getting ugly, and it's so great to discuss perspectives. Yeah, like it's been like one big book club with you all, hasn't it? Like
I think what I love about talking with people about books on BookTube is that we can agree to disagree. Like nobody is going to like exactly the same books exactly the same amount, and what I love about the book community is just being able to have those conversations and like feeling like it's a safe space to do so. Like we can talk about that. We're grown adults.
Exactly.
And different people will like different things about different books. You were saying earlier you really liked like the love story element of Trespassers, which was obviously your favourite.
Yeah.
And Trespassers was not my favourite, but like I liked some of the things the author was doing, and if anything, I probably liked the Troubles element more than the love story element. But there was two massively different things colliding in that book that would make it like suitable for people who maybe were looking for like a love story book, but also maybe like the backdrop of the Troubles. It was an interesting book.
And I'm sure like with that one as well, that's another one that Jen the librarian was saying that there's a TV show on BBC, which I cannot remember the name of it, that we have to go away and watch. And I need to like message Jennifer.
But it was now.
But it was, there's something on the iPlayer. I think Kit's watched it as well, I think. So yeah, it's like I feel like with all these books, you go down bookish tunnels is what I call it, and you go off on different tangents and learn about it opens up not non-fiction and so many other.
I think it's lovely that when you get authors who are listed who've got a backlist, you can go to that backlist. When you get authors who are new authors, you can sort of go down like thematic route of like, I want to read more books about the Troubles, or I want to read more like affair storylines, or like with Pod, I want to read more about marine life. Like, is this really the situation in the ocean?
Yeah. Because the thing with Google, I think none of us had ever heard about before, had we?
No,
that historical thing.
I was absolutely shocked by that.
Can we say it? Can we say what it is? Is that like a spoiler?
So Google,
I'm sure by now people know.
I think he's introduced quite early on, and Google is like basically a military dolphin. So he's been trained, it doesn't say particularly by which military, but he has like a handler, and they've taught him to do things like place things on other things. And apparently militaries around the world actually do train up dolphins to do tasks like this because they're very intelligent.
Yeah, I literally
there's been a news story lately actually about, I think it might be a whale who was spotted, I think it's somewhere off Scandinavia, but like wearing a Russian harness.
Oh, I heard that. I saw that.
Yeah. I saw that in the news. My mum sent me that. And they believe that he was like a military spy dolphin at some point, but may not be anymore. Or not dolphin, I think he was a whale.
Yeah, I think I remember, because I think we talked about that when it happened, I think. Camilla, I'm with Jennifer Loves Books. Underwhelming books, but the plot was so much fun. Love participating, watching. Yeah, you guys, honestly, we're 100% going to be. Well, I say 100%. We never say 100% for anything, but we were hoping to be back next year with you guys. So, and with there being a non-fiction prize potentially running alongside, it will just mean that we get a bigger pool of guests. Let us know which guests, if you can think of any guests that you want us to ask. You can say now. It doesn't mean we'll be able to get them, but if there's any, like, you can put in your suggestions in the comments.
Just to say, we are going to be a little bit more restrained in how many we try to pack in, because we didn't, as we said, we did not expect such an overwhelming response. So we ended up with maybe more plods than
we didn't realise people would say yes.
Would fit into our life quite so well.
We didn't think that anyone would say yes, and then everybody said yes. So
they might be a little bit more spaced out next year, mightn't they? Is what I'm saying.
Aim big. If there's anyone you guys want us to ask, we'll ask them. We don't care. Like, we don't have any fear in terms of that. We'll ask whoever. Doesn't mean they will say yes, but we'll try. And we can, if you guys have said it, we can be like, well, the plotters have said so. Right, Jennifer said, I'm going to miss the plods here. It's been so much fun. Yeah, it's such a lovely community, you guys. Like, I know you guys all chat to each other all the time as well on here when we're talking as well. So yeah, it's just been brilliant. Oh, there's Zach. Hey, Zach. I'm 95% of the way through The Dance Troupe. Oh, by Kieran Millward Hargrave. Keeps getting yes. And this is a book, you guys that are watching, that Alice, I'll let you say what this book is.
We're reading this book for the FOMO Book Club. I haven't actually picked it up yet. But it was the FOMO Book Club book for this month and May. So it's time to read it now. You've still got time. I think we're going to be doing a live about it on my channel in early July, because we just can't fit it into the end of June. So you've still got time to read it. If you want to read The Dance Tree with us, we always do a live. The FOMO Book Club is me, Jack from Spread Book Joy, and the lovely Gemma, who's she is here, but she's not here. Here in spirit.
We haven't done anything to her. She's not in the cupboard.
No, she's just at work. So us three run this. We read a book every 2 months, and that is our book, which we're going to be talking
really
about.
Good ones coming up as well, isn't there? I think the Song of. So you've got, what ones have you got coming up? You've got 13th Tale coming up.
You've got Song of Achilles is coming up in the summer, and then it'll be the 13th Tale for autumn. And then we are out of our current list, so we will be having to decide a new list of books we feel we've missed out on.
It's very exciting.
I
feel like there's so many good ones, because I haven't read this one, that the Dance Tree, which I'm going to, obviously I've got it on my. But the Song of Achilles I've read and I loved, but I definitely do a reread, so I'm definitely going to do that. And then the 13th Tale, oh my days, it's got one of my favourite bookish.
I can't wait for the 13th Tale, and you sent me that for Christmas, so thank you.
I did, because as soon as I saw it on your list, I was like, this is one of my favourite books. It's on my favourite. We've got Your Mum Again, and the comments brought up so many new titles that people recommended. Yes, and there was every week we get so many good recommendations from you guys. That's another thing of that's definitely a highlight, I think, for me as well. So, my like wish list is like imminently. It's probably the same for you, hasn't it? Grown exponentially.
What I loved was that, like, as you were saying about going off on like us all going off down different rabbit holes about what we wanted to read next from books. A lot of you did that and then came on here and told us what you read next after a certain book and how it related, and made everyone want to read it. So thank you for that.
And I feel like as well, like so in terms of like another book, which isn't like related, it's not related to the Women's Prize at all, but I'm sure like we all were like, I think there was a few of them talking about Outrageous by Paul Baker. So you guys were talking about it. I think there was a few of you in the comments talking about it, and I'm like, basically, I'm like, yeah, I need to pick up Outrageous. Like,
this is a very topical mug. My husband's poured me a tea in a Charles Dickens mug.
Oh, I love
related to Demon. Well done.
Alice is the biggest, like, you're the biggest Dickens fan as well, aren't you?
I haven't read a lot of them yet, but my mum is a huge Dickens fan. I've read them all.
Yeah,
so
I feel like you do know. You have read a few, though, haven't
I've read a few, and I want to read more. Dombey and Son is next.
I think that's yeah, I want to read that too. I've loved it. Always wanted to join a book club. Award online book club discussions, and would be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, the discussion, because we're all so different. All of, like you said, all come from different places, and so I think that's one of the best things. Yeah, so you're right. Kate said Eric's ladder was a highlight, but everything's been great. I feel like I've been part of something really special. Yeah, honestly, it has. It's just been like, it's been such a nice community, and like I said, we will do some live shows to touch base with you guys, and like we're all going to be making our videos normally, so you can still carry on supporting our channels, like I know you guys will. We've all got our own little projects coming up. I think Alice has got a football prize thing coming up. Haven't you?
Yeah, I'll actually be live on Sunday again. Glutton for Punishment to draw out the teams for the Women's World Cup. We're running a read along alongside that. That is with Market Book Time with Elvis. So if you want to check out his announcement, that's where you've got to sign up. Yeah. Basically, you just get a country drawn out of the hat for you, and you read a book from that country or related in some way to that country. And then if your country gets knocked out, you read a book by the country that's knocked them out. If your team loses, you read a book by the country that beat your team. So,
and you've got some cool other co-hosts for that, haven't you? You've got
oh yeah, we've got the lovely Roz from Sky Dandling about the books.
We met in real life, didn't we? We met Roz in real life. She's so lovely.
Yeah. So that's going on. Obviously, we've got FOMO Book Club if anyone wants to read that book and come to the live at the beginning of July.
Yeah.
And yeah,
me and Charlie will be doing our Booker videos. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so if you do want Booker content, Charlie will be doing Booker content.
I mean,
just maybe not in a plod along format.
Not in the plod along format. We might do a few live shows, but not.
It won't be this. It won't be having a natter about it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, for all the Booker things, go Plek. Plek away. Pod has been prompted the highest number of times that the terms dolphin, penis, and clam orgy. I wasn't sure whether, but thank you. That's true.
I don't think when any of us started reading the books for the prize this year that we thought we would start conversations about clam orgies, did we?
No, we didn't. And also, I never learnt, like, can we say this? I'm gonna say it now anyway. So we learnt about that snakes have 2 penises. Like, I didn't know that. And female snakes have 2 clitorises, is it? I'm sure that these are facts that I remember. It's so funny that I remember this, but yeah, definitely had some interesting conversations around animals.
It's taken us down some very different animal rabbit holes.
It's been educational. You can't say it's not been educational.
It's been educational, but I think I'd like to go away for a few months and repress all that information and forget it, hopefully.
Some of it.
Some of it might leave if I read enough books to push it out.
No, we do. I think as well, it kind of brings that comment this comment highlights the humour that we've all had.
Those terms just remind me of like Buddy reading that book with Gemma. We have never had, like, me and Gemma buddy read fairly frequently, like sometimes every month. We have never had a buddy read that had such a bizarre like chain of texts. If anyone had been following that chain of texts or that was ever made public, we wouldn't be able to show our faces. It was just insane. Never uttered so many different things I never thought I would say.
Gem has been like a huge part of this. Like, we're so grateful. Like, Gem has we couldn't have done it. Like, the 3 of us.
I know, we couldn't.
Like, honestly, like, it's been the best time. Like I said, yeah, she's hilarious. We love our Gem. Like she's like big heart. Free reading, spectacularly reading the Booker contenders. So my predictions aren't just books I haven't read yet. I'm trying to like glance at. The problem is I get tempted by all the books I think could be listed, but then it doesn't mean like they could like surprise us and there'll be 13 books that we haven't even heard of. So
I feel like some of the books that I predicted for this I have now got out of the library and not read yet because there just hasn't been time. So maybe I'll get to some of the books I predicted for this that were utterly wrong.
I do that. No, honestly, I like to go back to books that I think that I wanted to read anyway, because I think it's like on your wish list, especially if it's a wish list. I have gone back. I think Marmee I've read, that was on my wish list. What other ones have I read that I was on my wish list? You probably remember more than me. But yeah. 13 and 17 years. Wow, that's some commitment. So impressive.
That's a lot of writing, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Wait, what are we talking about? The winner of the Wyndham's Prize. We need to know who won the. That's what he was wanting to know.
You've already
Kieran, you won. There was no one else. Like, no. Kieran, like, I don't think I've ever seen a feat of human triumph in that. Like, it was like crazy.
There were some seconds where Kieran actually said the names of 2 books in 1 second. The amount of times we had to listen to it to adjudicate it and find out what Kieran had told us.
I had to turn it down to 0.25 speed
to work out all the books.
And to be clear, obviously you guys know I talk fast. I come from a family of people that talk fast, and I still had to do that. Kieran was amazing. Like, Kieran, you stormed it. You're the king. Kieran is the king. Everyone knows that. Like, whatever. But we'll try to give you a harder challenge next year that you just will, you know, whatever. So, but yeah, no. Congratulations to Kieran. I agree. Congratulations to Kieran on winning the contest. Like, it was impressive. Like, yeah,
it was an impressive feat.
Pod along, yeah. We changed it. Yeah, that night only. We changed it to the pod along. Right.
And I would just like to say that I am hugely grateful and excited that not one of our guests turned down our stupid challenge.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, nobody said this is a horrible challenge, I'm not doing it. Everyone entered into the spirit of it. Everyone had a bash at it, even if they thought they would forget everything they'd ever known.
They were all brilliant. Like,
you were all great sports. Thank you, and especially thank you to Sarah, who had no idea what was coming.
I felt a bit sorry for her. Like, I felt really sorry for her. Charlie said, I mean,
Charlie didn't want to do the challenge in the first place because Charlie's nice.
Yeah.
And me and Gemma are evil.
Because I was like, there was a conversation beforehand. I was like, no, honestly, it was so much fun. And talking about pizza, this is what, as Charlie said, I mean, we have Gem's pizza faces. I will forever recall the disgust. And when I revealed I dislike pizza, posh cheese on toast. But then after you saying about posh cheese on toast, so many people went off and cooked cheese on toast, didn't they? We had pictures of people saying.
I was jealous. There was a lot of cheese on toasts posted on Instagram that made me want cheese on toast.
It did. It was making us hungry. Yeah.
I've just seen the next comment.
I think all of you should make a pizza with Gem's horror items and call it the Demon Pizza and make her eat it. Like, no, we wouldn't do that. You're like that.
With lots of olives on it.
No, and yeah, she loves them, and figs. It'd be figs
and artichokes.
What would you guys put? Everyone in the comments, what would you guys put on Gem's special pizza? I'm guessing
on the
vegetables.
Pizza.
Oh my god, I have to tell you. So I was in the supermarket and I noticed, what was it? There was a special. I'm so sad. I take pictures of things. I should have messaged it to Gem actually. And then yeah, I saw a cheese that's dairy free, and it just made me laugh. The name of it. What was it? Oh my days, I have to find it. I took a picture of it because I'm a saddo. Here we go. It says cheese. It's called cheese, which I don't. It made me laugh. I was like, fake cheese. Yeah, Jem would be throwing up in her mouth about that. Chris, I hope they don't do fiction and non-fiction women's prizes at the same time. I'm not sure I could do 32 books in 2 months. Yeah, it is a lot, to be fair. I think you're right.
But we almost sounded like, from what we heard about it, that they may announce the lists at different times, but that all of the announcement of the winner will be at the same time. So I wonder if they'll announce the non-fiction a bit sooner.
Oh, so in November.
It does take longer to read a non-fiction as well for most people, doesn't it? So
it does, I agree.
So they might announce that sooner, is my speculation, and then announce this at the normal time, but like do the judging and all of the prize ceremony all together, I think is the idea.
What are your guys' thoughts on the non-fiction women's prize? Like, let us know in the comments below. What are your thoughts about all of that?
I also think that the non-fiction would definitely encourage me to be more selective, because I think it's easier almost to be selective with non-fiction, because sometimes you're like, oh, I just actually don't want to read a book about that topic.
Yeah. I feel like it's much more personal, is it? Non-fiction is much more of a personalised for the most part. But it would push our reading taste, I think.
Definitely.
I think Simon Savage said they're doing the prize at the same time. Can see why they'd want to share events and stuff, but couldn't commit to all that. Yeah.
No. I don't think any of us would want to try and do 32 books in that timeline, would we?
I think for me, I would like the women's prize fiction is where my heart's always going to be at. So I would stick with that. But I always like to read non-fiction anyway when I'm reading fiction. So I would probably just pick some highlights from the non-fiction. But who knows? We have to wait and see what gets listed for both sets of books. There could be that I just want to read we just don't know. So yeah. Zach, last sea creature fact. Zach has been our amazing non-fiction fact person every single week. He's been amazing.
Oh, and this is quite a nice non-rude fact.
You read it. I'll let you read it, Alice.
Last sea creature fact: mantis shrimp can see 9 times more colours than people. They must have an exciting life.
Yes.
Lots of different colours. That's very interesting. Thank you,
Kieran
Zach,
said-
for always sharing all these facts.
And Kieran said Plek. And also, we all want to get Kieran to 20,000 subscribers. I know you're all subscribed to Kieran, but if you are for some mad reason not subscribed to Kieran, and please subscribe to Kieran, because we want him to get to 20,000 subscribers. What is it? When did he say he wants to get to 20,000 subscribers by?
Is it the end of the year?
And then he will get a tattoo, I think.
Of Plek.
Yeah. So everybody needs to make this happen. Like, I feel like this needs to be a universal effort. But yeah. We've got Julie. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Chris, Glory was the only one I considered DNFing, but I stuck with it. I would have DNF'd Children of Paradise if I knew how I would feel at the end of it. Yes. That's a very good.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think there was none of them that I think, maybe apart from Glory, that I would definitely have wanted to DNF, having actually finished it. But a lot of them I felt quite ambivalent about. They weren't great books. A lot of them were good books for me, but not many stood out. So I suppose if I was the type who DNF books that were going to be average books, I maybe would have DNF more, but I'm quite a sticking with it type of person.
Everyone wants to see your Women's Prize t-shirts. So like the t-shirt.
Agatha Christie t-shirt.
And it is in fact a Women's Prize Agatha Christie.
Yeah, it's official.
As if there could be any other author, like seriously. Yeah, Alice is all about the Agatha Christie. I was surprised how much I loved the marriage portrait. Oh, that's really good to hear, Camilla. Yeah. You were surprised by it. Were you surprised by it, Alice?
I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's a great book.
Marriage Report was the only one from the Shortlist I actually read. Yeah, because I'm a Fan was Jennifer's favourite, I think. Well, not I think, definitely it was. But yeah, it's good that you loved that. You found one that you enjoyed as well. I wish there had been a super chat button for the put-alongs, because you three put in so much work. Oh, bless you guys.
Thank you. It's very, very kind. But it was just fun to do it.
It was just like one big book club for us. So like, I'm getting tired now. But yeah, it's been so much fun. Want to shout out Alice, Emma, and Gemma on their hard work and how fabulous their channels are. Shout out to all the wonderful guests as well. Yes, Emma. Who's Emma? I'm Charlie, but if you're talking about me, but Alice and Gemma, 100%.
Thank you,
you're lovely. Thank you, Chris. Anyway, I'm sure you mean me. You're lovely. I have the marriage portrait on my TBR. Yes, Julie, read it. It's
I think you'll really like it, Julie, because you do love your historical, don't you?
I'm a fan. Still my winner. It's good that you found that, because like that's another one that like I still feel about it.
I definitely wouldn't have found that without this.
And I really am pleased I've discovered her as an author. I think that's more the point actually with that. It's not because that wasn't like my favorite book, but I definitely feel like she's the author that I feel like especially out of like the debuts, like I think
she's one to watch, isn't she? I'd be very interested in what she does next.
And obviously Jennifer said I'm a fan is her winner too. And then Ben's done Dancing Ladies, because of course the Dancing Ladies. Yeah.
So
that's the 3 there's 3 for I'm a fan. It's my only 5-star read from the list. Yes, Chris. We are fans. We are fans. Yes. We are all fans of fans.
We got Harry. Harry. He's disappeared now. He's gone back. He's gone back to near the fan.
Hang on the comments. I'm sorry. It's too late for the Harry love. Yeah, we'll wrap it up soon. We'll say 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
10 more minutes, and we'll say goodbye to you guys for this round of this. But yeah. I'm so glad Demon won. Yeah, we're so glad. Big love for Demon. I screamed so hard when I saw that she'd won. I was like, And Alice was like, you cried, didn't you?
Well done, Barbara Kingsolver.
Oh, you said Charlie, yeah. Chris, you're so lovely. You're so sweet. You didn't need to say that. You're so sweet. You're literally so lovely, you guys. All of you guys, we're so grateful for you guys. Like I keep saying, but I do mean it, and I'm sure Alice means it as well, don't you?
Oh, Jennifer, yes, good proud moment. That challenge might be Jennifer's proudest moment of the year so far.
We were astonished by you.
You were amazing.
Like, honestly,
if we hadn't have had Kieran coming along saying 2 things per second, which is a bit superhuman, isn't it? Then Jennifer would have been a very deserved winner. Well done, Jennifer. 22 was amazing.
She's a DNF demon doing the plus down. Yes.
Will you go back? Oh, drop bear, yes. That was the evil koala.
Evil koala that, like, for a second, Scott had us going. Like, I had me going. I'm very gullible. I'm very gullible, so I'll believe anything you tell me. As soon as
lots of people have commented drop bears.
Oh yeah, the drop bears, the drop bears. I've not read the Mammoth Cheese yet.
Oh, come on, Kieran. We need to know. Everybody needs to know whether they should read it.
Drop bears. Drop bears. And then Once Upon a Time in Northern Ireland. That's it. Your mum knows. That's the BBC show. I'm going to take a picture of that so I can go and watch it. Sorry. Thank you, Jane. I feel like I should get you guys to say hello all in the comments. Everyone say hello in the comments to my vlog. I might for my weekly reads. I'll put you guys in, because this is like the last one, isn't it? Is that okay with you guys in the comments? Everyone in the comments write hello to Charlie's weekly reads, and then I will you can see your comments come up. If you type it, I will film it when it comes up, because that'll be nice for my last little, for my memory, because I like my videos, I like them to be memories of this is like such a nice time. So anyway, so yeah, Pleck, yes, Pleck, and Kieran, hi, we love Kieran. For you, those of you that don't know, Kieran did an amazing interview with Derek Owuzu, I think it was, wasn't it? And it was such a great interview. So if you all go check out Kieran's channel, and obviously go check out the interview with Derek Owuzu. Like, that was an amazing interview. I know I've told you already, Kieran, that I thought that, but yeah, in case you don't know, everyone go and check out Kieran. I'm getting really hot. All right, you can read this comment out.
So Kelly started out watching this with a bad attitude towards book prizes and ended up softening and reading almost the entire shortlist because I enjoyed joining in with the plot so much. Oh, that's great. And I do think that it's a good prize. It's been a good prize. And even if there was different books on it, well, there obviously will be different books on it next year, and that'll be exciting too.
You want to read that one as well? Hi, just tuning in. Do we know yet? Yes, we know. Sorry, into it then. I'm sorry, people. Yes, tell everyone, grab your book. Grab your book, Alice. Glenda, it's Demon. Yeah.
Demon was the winner.
Would love if Jennifer from Literary Pun was on here, and Louise the Big Head. Oh, okay. I'll write down. Should I write these down? I feel like I should
write them down. Write them down.
I'll get a book. 2 seconds. I'll go get my pen. Alice, click on a comment. The next comment that you can.
Yeah, Anne's telling Glenda that it's Demon. Sean the Book Maniac is being suggested as well.
We can definitely try for that if you guys have asked.
Oh, and I haven't got the comment up on the screen yet, obviously, but Ben's putting his hand up.
Oh, Ben, we would love you to come along if you want to join us next year. So Ben reads good. We love Ben's channel. Ben reads good, and then you guys are suggesting also Sean.
Oh, and Edward has suggested Kit the Reader would be ace on the plod along.
Yeah, Kit's reaction to the shortlist was so hilarious. That was definitely
one of my favourite videos from this year's.
Who else did you guys say? Jennifer from Insert Literary Pun.
So just reading some more comments ahead of the.
Go for it. You go for it.
Glenda is listening to the Bandit Queens. Are you enjoying it? Glenda? Let us know. That's another book that I'm really, really glad this list had, because I definitely wouldn't have found that without this.
Yeah.
And I did really enjoy that one.
Brilliant book. I kind of hope she was a debut, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So I kind of look out for her.
Yeah. And Jennifer loves books, loves the 13th Tale as well. I really am so excited to get to that later this year.
Yes, honestly, Chris, I found it. I was going to tell you, obviously, I found this is a book because Elizabeth Acevedo. I love Elizabeth Acevedo's writing so much, and yeah, Charlie told me to check it out on NetGalley, so I've got it. So it's going to be one of my next reads. It was going to be my very next read, but the Caribathon Greek read is on NetGalley, and it's not available in the UK yet because it's not been published in the UK yet, but it is on NetGalley. So yeah. So I'm going to head to that first, and then I will get to Family Law. I'm so excited. Thank you, Chris, for telling me that. I appreciate that. I'm going to read some of the comments. I'll let you read some of the comments.
So Glenda says the pods were great. Anne Gibson wants to get to read The Fourth Wing. Impossible to get.
Yes. Oh, is it? What's the Fourth Wing?
Very popular, I think.
What's the Fourth Wing?
Is it a big fantasy? That's the impression I'm getting from the cover, but I've seen the cover everywhere. It's like gold and black writing. That's very exciting, but I think it might be fantasy. Unknown says, how are we, guys?
Oh, hello, sorry. Hello, Unknown. Hello, sorry, I didn't mean to say
and Ben reads good. Says Clam Orgies, a history, Women's Prize non-fiction prize winner. Maybe. Maybe not.
Sinead O'Connor's Nothing Compared to You plays as Kieran accepts his award for the most Women's Prize longlisted title. Yes, it was a feat. Like, yes. Who won? Demon won. We're going to keep grabbing our books. Demon won.
And maybe it was easier to go first as there was no pressure of practicing. I still want to come back next year if you'll have me. Yes, please, Sarah.
Yeah, write you down. You're always welcome with us.
Sarah has said pineapple and 3 pineapples. So I think we're now on to suggestions for Gem's Demon Pizza.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Ben Reads Good says pineapple base.
Yes.
6 artichokes, olives, no cheese. That sounds awful.
She would throw up. She would throw up hard.
Glenda says no on non-fiction prize. I would probably only read memoirs. I do like memoir.
Yeah. You never know what's going to appear though. I wonder if, because it's like, obviously, I feel like the Women's Prize is normally quite accessible books. So I'm kind of hoping if whatever non-fiction they come up with.
See what range of books comes up for it.
They read the winner. Yes, it's Demon. Katrina, hello Katrina. Pod was awful. Yeah. Lots of people struggled with Pod, but there were lots of people loving it too. So, what is Kieran's handle? I may be subscribed. It's KD Books. But we'll check. Yeah, KD Books. He's so close. We wanted to get to 20,000 subscribers. So yeah, KD Books. I should have said that when I said it. Actually, that's bad of me. I'm so sorry. I just assume everyone knows everyone's channels because I'm like this little old me. So yeah. Wandering Souls and Black Butterflies were amazing. Yeah, I love discovering Wandering Souls. Thank you for reminding me of that. That was such a great book. And yeah, Black Butterflies was interesting. You said you've got an alternative reading thing, haven't you, Alice? That you read S.
Yeah, I'd like if I think whether people have enjoyed Black Butterflies or not, if they're wanting to read another book with a different, again, a woman's perspective on like the Bosnian War, and that set in that almost exact same time frame as Black Butterflies, but with a woman, we follow a woman S who's taken to like a camp, and it is really, really harrowing. Like nobody read it who would be like
sensitive.
It's really, really upsetting. Gemma sent me it, so it's a Gemma book, but yeah, it's very, very upsetting. Lots of very horrible content, so do look up warnings if you need warnings. But a really different perspective on that same conflict at the same sort of time in around about 1992, I think they're both set.
I definitely want to read it. I know it's going to be brutal, so I have to wait to read it when I'm prepared for it. But yeah,
it's brutal, and I don't think I did Black Butterflies any favour by reading S about 2 weeks before Black Butterflies, because they just
couldn't compare.
No, and that's not saying that Black Butterflies was not good, but they're very, very different books. And yeah, S is a translated novel as well, so they had a lot of differences.
Edward said would also like to see Britta from. Okay, I'll write this down. Britta from the second shelf, and then also Britta Bowler. I will ask these. We can't ask everybody, but it's good to we write.
It's good to have a wish list.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm getting to the thing. I'm gonna vlog. I'm gonna film you guys so I can. Because I want to have it for my weekly read. So you guys, if you want to watch my weekly reads on Sunday, I'm going to have this on. So, there we go. Here's all the comments. You can see me filming. My lovely.
Hello, Charlie's weekly reads.
1 second, I pressed it wrong. There we go. I've got it now. Yeah. Hello. We've got the lovely comments for the last plod along. It's the reaction. Yeah. Here are the lovely. You guys are all so lovely. And we've got my daughter's getting put on there. Yeah, we've got thank you everybody. Thank you. And we've got so we've got second. We've got sorry. Thank you for everybody. I'll highlight all your. Thank you for the weekly reads. Do you want me to highlight that? No, it's fine. Yes, to Ben as a guest. Yes, Ben is really brilliant. Ben has another brilliant channel. Ben reads good. Obviously, you can see him there. He's got a brilliant channel. And I second Kit the Reader, yes. And hello, thank you for
both Ben and Kit. I definitely discovered during this Women's Prize season, and I've really, really enjoyed both their content. So do go and check those out.
Sorry, I'm just highlighting Kit because I wanted to film that as well. Yeah. Oh, I'm so hot. I think that should we wrap this up now?
Yes.
But thank you guys, every single person, for coming along every week, chatting with us every week. We're so grateful for it, and we'll definitely. Well, I can't say definitely. We're hoping to be back here next year for next year's Women's Prize 2024. It will be, which seems like a lifetime away.
And if people keep an eye on the Women's Prize plod along Instagram, any sort of news, if we were doing like a one-off, would obviously come there first, wouldn't it?
Yeah, what's the name of our
WP plod along?
I created it, so I should know.
At WP plod along.
I'll do it on a black banner. I'll create a banner for it. Where's that? So it's
any news would probably be there first, wouldn't it? Or on our community tabs.
Yeah, community tab, or if you want to. There we go. Yeah, that's our Instagram. WP plod along. If you guys want to. Yeah, thank you so much.
And stay following that. If there was any news, it would come there.
And so take care, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
And yay.
And yeah, last bit. Yay. Yay.
Bye.